Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. and goes until 5 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Then 4:45 p.m. goes until 5 p.m. on Facebook Live, a different topic, same powerful show. Today, we're talking about excellence and productivity. What is the tie between having an attitude of excellence? How does that enhance one's productivity? If you're new to the show, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com. We speak to groups, organizations, and universities, schools about being productive through joy. We also offer live one-on-one productive through joy consulting, primarily for entrepreneurs, but all those who would like to live in abundance like a boss. You can also simply hit the subscribe button now and receive these videos for free. I did say free, 1, 2, 3, 4, free, and see what we do. If you're enjoying the show, please swipe left or right across your device. All right, thanks for being here. Again, today we're talking about the idea of excellence and productivity. Let me say a few words about myself for those who are new. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I'm the author of the New York Times bestseller, Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people. And I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson, of course, where Michael Brown was murdered. And the conflagration that ensued happened there as well. I am also the former executive director of the World Stage, a literary and jazz venue here in California. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I'm also the author of, I'm also the founding editor of the International Journal of Literary Nonfiction. And yes, I'm currently a professor of English literature at Loyola Marymount University here in California. Listen, I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity, given how really crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young girl who was raped at 16 and gave birth to me at 17, and then subsequently gave me up for adoption as a single divorcee. So at the time, listen, it was great. However, at the time, there was no biological father, no adopted father. Difficult times for the young MD, yet, as Kool Modi famously said, how you like me now? And if I can be this productive through joy, so can many of us who are watching this show. In fact, that inspires our show in many ways, and also our business. We know what it's like to come from hardship, to come through hardship. And when people like us who come from hardship, in fact, engage in that process, we typically have a pretty good excuse as to why we have not balled, why we think we cannot ball or should not ball, because our origins are so challenging. Listen, some people, those particular challenges are so great that, for infrastructural and institutional reasons, listen, they cannot do it. But there are a lot of us who come from our types of backgrounds who can. And when people like us can have great success, we like to call it abundance or whole wealth, meaning abundance in the realm of family, finding love in our lives, our health, financial abundance, resources, education. Listen, when we can have success like that, it really inspires people, guys, who come from difficulty. Because of my own life and because of the circles I've ran in, I'm in contact with people from across various spectrums, economically, socially, ethnically, politically, you know, and people need encouragement. People need inspiration. I need inspiration, and look for it, seek it out. So when we can do that, I know many of us are feeling this because we have, at different times in our lives, been inspired, and through that inspirational spark, for a time we were motivated, and then we may have lost that first love, that first spark. Well, one way to get that back is to decide to inspire someone else by living a life that is inspirational. Many of us are parents, and so we bemoan the fact of what type of we bemoan the fact that pop cultural stars like Kim Kardashian or other folk begin to be, or one of the Kardashians begin to be role models, influencers of our kids. And listen, that's going to happen to a certain extent because that is the power of pop culture. But we argue that we should be, the parents should be the inspirational figures in our children's lives. Now we know, of course, there's going to be some other folk who are influencing our children, of course. But we're here to say that we take the attitude that let's be in that conversation. Let's be among those who are the most inspirational in our kids' lives. I'm just saying. I like LeBron James. He's my man. But, I want my babies to be influenced by daddy. More so than LeBron, than the king. And so, that's a critical piece. Inspiration is critical. And excellence, especially from people like us, can be very inspirational. And so in the morning show, we like to also talk about the ideal of framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you. At times we wake up with trouble on our mind. If you know my show, if you're a frequent guest, I've been sharing the last couple of months just about super heartbreaking challenges with people who've been close to me in my circle who've really betrayed me. I mean, really in a stunning, devastating way. I've been pretty devastated by it. Just heartbroken, you get your heart broken. There's a great poem by Sonia Sanchez called, I believe the book is by the same title, Does Your House Have Lions? And, you've seen those lions in front of large-scale mansions or certain types of businesses, on the East Coast especially. And in that book, if I recall this correctly, she has a poem called Wounded in the House of a Friend. And when your inner circle hurts you, it's just super painful. And I've just been struggling with that, just how to respond, just try not to be bitter and try not to shut my own self down, frankly. I know that I'm not alone. That's what I'm sharing personally, because I know if you're in business, especially when money's involved, because when money's involved, people will not act right oftentimes. It gets real when money gets involved, let me tell you. And so I've been sharing about this because I wanted to be open and to be, because at times people see me all joyful and happy and doing what I do, they don't fully get a sense of, to do this takes work. And when you're out there like this and you are being vulnerable and being open, you're going to get hurt. That's not even a win. Not even if, but when. And so you have to be able to negotiate those feelings. And it's difficult. And so, at times we wake up with these types of things in our mind, and we know this is not atypical. So we help individuals, especially those who are out there who are influencers, who are leaders, because we believe in the power of leadership. As an undergraduate, as an aside, before I turn to my what I'm probably most well known for, my writing life, teaching life. My background is in business, so I was studying industrial psychology, what makes organizations more productive and efficient. I really focused on leadership, that's why I'm also how I got involved in business as well as a consultant, because my background is industrial psychology. I study leadership, and so both as a scholar and as an entrepreneur, I believe in the power of leadership. So. When leaders are leading, you just deal with more issues. Much of it is just people management, people problems as a result, and you have to be able to find a way to negotiate that, and we find it to be really, really effective. So, in the morning show, then we like to talk about using ritual as a way to more effectively navigate the intricacies of human interaction, especially when it comes to leading organizations or groups, and at times just leading your family. And so ritual can be defined as essentially doing the same thing at around the same time. Right? Let me give you my brief morning ritual to serve as an exemplar. In the mornings, I wake up at 3:45. I read a couple of spiritual business books. I do our show now at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel until 5. At 5, I work on my current novel until sunrise, which is around 6:15 here in LA. And then at sunrise, I go to the beach. I live here along the coast in Venice Beach, California. I bring my drum. I go out, I meditate, I pray, I do yoga. It's a powerful time. It's just me and the seagulls at that point in the morning. Then I come back and work on my book a while longer. Then I go back to the beach to run up the coast, way past Santa Monica's Pier, all the way back, run all the way back here to Venice to go to my gym, to get my workout in, get my buff on. So by 9:30, guys, I'm feeling amazing. As we know, through 10th grade science, when the body is feeling joyful, the body is flooding itself with endorphins, and those endorphins give us a sense of euphoria that we can then leverage to move ourselves towards our goals and objectives, which will be, of course, of real estate, publishing, public speaking, and consulting, of course. And so we're not saying do what I do, we're saying do what you do. And we help individuals do what they do by helping them to create a morning ritual to lean upon, to draw strength from. So now, for example, I'm reading two great books. Well, one great book and one pretty good book. I'm reading a great book called The Nag Hammadi Reader, which is a book of ancient Gnostic Gnosis knowledge literature, which is really game changer among this compendium of knowledge literature. It's early writings about Jesus, which predate the modern Bible. So, at least the oldest book, Mark, which is the source material for much of the other synoptic gospels, if you know the Bible stuff. Anyway, wow, I'll leave it at that. I'm also reading this book called On the Moment by Carl Lentz, which is a book about being in the moment. It's not such a great book, to be honest. I mean, he's probably a great guy. He seems to be a great guy, but the book is like, but it has its moments. So I'm going to read the whole book. But so I would choose two books at the same time, then as I read them, of course, I bring in new books and I just rotate the books. So from these two books that I'm reading now, I extract some wisdom, which I call the morning chant. Today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, I choose excellence in spiritual practice, so I am excellent in leadership. So today we're talking about excellence, all right? So if you're enjoying the show, please swipe left or right across your device to invite people to join the conversation. Go to productivethroughjoy.com, get these free videos, reach out to me, have me come to speak to your group or organization. All right, let's dive into the topic. And so point one is that excellence is a lifestyle. You want to be excellent, man, in all things, right? That's number one. That's just your attitude. Point two is you want to have excellence be consistent, right? So once you decide how excellence can manifest as a lifestyle, you want to be consistently excellent, because when you are consistently excellent, which goes right to point three, you're going to inspire people who are around you. That's the thing. When you are living a life of excellence, I see it so much. It just elevates people around you, that you raise the bar. You normalize greatness. I was a high school point guard, really into sports, and I love greatness. I love it. I'm inspired by greatness and seeking to be great. I seek to be a humble person, but I'm not going to be falsely modest. When I'm good at something or great at something, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not great. And so I'm looking to elevate and embrace more greatness and inspire people who can then come around and inspire me. So it becomes kind of an inspirational loop of excellence. Boom goes the dynamite. That's all for today's show. We air each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and at 4:45 p.m. at Facebook Live. Please push the subscriber button here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Become a subscriber, get those free videos. Also, certainly swipe left or right across your device to invite people to join the conversation. Share this video online on your social media networks. Thanks for being here. We respect and love you. We will talk to you soon. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.